Hi everybody, it is Sina Anshar from Twin Flames Consciousness for Twins in 3D Union. I have to say that when I woke up today, I was shocked. I believe I opened my channel like probably around October, November-ish. I don't even know when I did. And I've had 9 followers. I woke up last night and I tripled. So thank you guys so much for following me and finding value in what it is that I'm doing here. So with that being said, I want to, just may love and light and ascension be with you guys, and let's get this message out. Let's get in union. And so I was starting to read some of the comments on the channel, and I was so sad for everybody because I understand. I feel so, I know where the divine feminine is at. It's like, wow, what do we do in this situation? But I also know that I want to be able to empower the divine feminine, the collective, because we are all in this together. And the ultimate goal is union. And so I prayed on it. What am I supposed to do around this? So I started downloading today, again, from the Divine Male. And so basically, let me tell you what he said. I took down notes, so let me just tell you what he said, and then we'll do our reading from there. So it said, and this is from channeling on 6/24 for the Divine Masculine. I ran because I know that no matter how many hoops I jumped through, I would never be able to make you happy all of the time. I know this because others have tried to domesticate me. And I want to be owned, but I want to be owned by you. I belong to you. And I now understand that you also wanted to be owned by me. You belong to me because we belong to each other. But I'm not responsible for your happiness. That's too much responsibility for me. That's what attracted me to you in the first place, is that you were independently happy. I have issues around that. My mother was not independently happy. You fucked me up when only my energy made you happy. Then when I tried to be that for you, I became the cause of your unhappiness, and I couldn't take it. I just can't be responsible for how you feel all the time. Now I know that I handled it wrong. So yes, I handled it wrong. I didn't communicate. I didn't know how. Nobody's ever taught me. Yes, I did come back under false pretenses with lies. But I didn't want to hurt your feelings. And not all of them were lies, and not all of them was false pretenses. I knew that I loved you, and I knew that you loved me. So please have gratitude, for this time I'm coming to you with a true heart. I'm not coming back because something isn't working, unless you count me without you as not working. Not coming back to make even you happy. I'm coming back because you are my home. So I ask again, is it safe for us? Is it safe if I come home with an open heart chakra and an open throat chakra? I will do the best that I can to communicate with you. If you will do the best that you can to take responsibility for your own emotional state. It almost made my heart bleed, because I'm gonna go ahead and pull cards on this, and we're gonna see where the collective is at. As beautiful as it sounds, I'm still skeptical, but I'm not sure if I'm skeptical because that is what the Divine Masculine Collective is asking for, and my divine has not in any kind of way reached out to me. So there's no confirmation around it, at least from my 3D perspective of my divine, though I'm getting confirmation all over the place. Or am I skeptical because I know that the Divine Masculine collective is right. Nobody is responsible for my happiness, that I'm responsible for my happiness, that we're all creators, and that everything and all parts of this relationship, I've also taken time into, I've also taken responsibility in how this has played out. You know, I couldn't run because I had the house, I had the responsibilities, I was the one that was holding stuff down, but he could run because the male can run. They could sleep in their car. You know, especially if you have kids at home, you know, they give you the house, they give you the everything. And even the energy that I'm getting now is that their karmic partners was more about ego. And we have to understand that the masculine and the feminine have different communication styles and different ways of making themselves feel better. It doesn't make it right, it just makes it different. But in their heart chakra, it is the divine feminine that they need. Now here's the other piece to this. I think I'm going to, right now I'm being called to use the Lotus deck, so I'm going to shuffle while I'm talking. The Lotus deck you can get on lotus.com. Angie from lotustarot.com made this deck, and it's a beautiful deck. Let me get back into that energy. No, I'm just going to go straight into the reading because, you know, really, I'm struggling like you guys are struggling with this. And, you know, I've been reading cards my entire life. I asked my spirit guides how could they tell me about twin flames. Like, why am I just finding out about it now? And they were like, oh, divine timing. If we'd have known what you know, if you'd have told you and you'd have known all that you had to go through in a short amount of time with one person, you'd have said no. You know, because me personally, you know, I just met my divine male. You know, we've only been together just a little over a year and a half. And I feel like I've been through like 10 years of relationship issues with him. You know, we're both older. I'm 45 and he's 47. We both had been married for 20 years and been divorced. Well, I just got a divorce when I met him. So, you know, that even made me go with the 3D thought of, like, you know, is he a predator? Is he a narcissist? Like, I wanted to label him. Like, I couldn't understand because I knew that, you know, we were in love. So what was going on? Like, how could that possibly be? How could he possibly do this to me? You know, and we're older and we don't play games like this, like young kids do. But the reality of it is that we really are ascending, you guys. This is really happening. We're really moving. The earth is shifting. And it's shifting fast. And so all of us twin flames, and there's not 144,000 twin flames. There's millions. There's millions of us. And it's not the same 3D paradigm for relationships around being in domestic violence situations or abusive situations. You know, this is not, being a twin flame is not a call or a okay or a pass on bad relationship behavior. What it is to be able to call and recognize what your past relationship behavior that was out of control, be looked at, taken responsibility for, and then changed to come into an unconditional love and an understanding of respect and an understanding of the role of both feminine and masculine energy to come together as one. You know, it's something that has been broken in us, and we can't ascend until that happens. And so, I don't know. There it is. Again, I'm downloading because, you know, that's not how I started out the reading. Because really, you know, that you'll find that when I'm doing this, that I have my opinion of what is happening and what's going on, and I'm just as 3D as everybody else. But I'm also working on my ascension process, and I'm getting pushed a little bit harder by my spirit guides. So you'll always be able to tell when I'm downloading, because if I come out with an answer that is loving and in unconditional love and in light, then I'm downloading. If I'm coming at the situation with any kind of suspect, fear, or animosity, then that's my human 3D self, and that's the side that I really try to keep out of my readings. But that's just, I'm real. That's just what I, you know, I'm learning like everybody else. And so when I say that I'm new to this, I got to tell you that I'm not new to reading. I've been reading since I was 18, but I am new to reading online, that's for sure, for a and downloading for a collective, rather than, you know, trying to reach out to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 different, you know, spiritual beings at a time. So this is all new for me. All right, so I was going to write down what my questions were, but then I'm being told now that that wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have worked. I do know that this is the divine masculine is now responding to the divine feminine's concerns. So the first concern was not being ready, which I think that was the first part of it, because he just did like an entire speech, or when I say him, I mean the collective for the masculine, and you know, let's just get that out of the way. The masculine did an entire speech basically before asking, is it safe for me to come home again? And so the divine feminine wants to know, how real is this? So that'll be my first question. How real is this? Can Spirit show me, can Spirit show the divine feminine the heart space of the masculine, so that when he does come, she can respond correctly? Because of course we want compassion, we want empathy, we want to come from a place of love. You know, we want the union spirits. Union, twin flame union is what our ultimate goal is. And so, but we also have been through a lot. So can you just show us, please? Can you give us the heart space so that we know what we're supposed to be doing next? Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. And I want to tell you that these particular cards right here, they look a lot like the Rider-Waite deck, but they do not come with any type of book or interpretation. They are a very intuitive. And I'm sorry about the way I say book. That's probably one of my hardest words. That and vulnerability. Since I've had to have mouth surgery, I'd gotten into an accident and had to get my whole entire face basically reconstructed. So, and the mouth was a big one. So, with that being said, no book came with this one, and it's a very intuitive deck. There we go. So I just get to go straight at it. All right. Nine of Pentacles, interesting. Where's the male, the masculine divine heart space in this? How do we know that he's being real? Okay. Oh, look at, they just all fell over. Okay. I think that's time for me to leave those ones alone right now then. Okay, so the first one that we got here was the Three of Pentacles reversed. So generally here with the Three of Pentacles, you see that they're working in partnership with another person to build. Collectively, things are happening. This is reversed right here. The feelings that I get around this is that if there was a third party involved at all, that person's no longer going to be a part of it. The Three of Pentacles reversed for me is really more around stopping all things, stopping everything where it's at in its track. Okay, stop construction, stop building, stop everything. I'm going to reconsider the contract. We're going to relook at this. We no longer really need you anymore. We don't need you to paint our house. We don't need you to watch the kids. We don't need you to be a part. We don't need you to take care of our husbands. Haha, little joke for you guys. No, seriously. I think that they're reconsidering their contract here, and that these two are saying, hey, you know what? We no longer need a piece of this. And as you can see, let me point out that the Lotus deck that I'm using is not the traditional tarot deck where it's mainly Anglo-Saxon or heterosexual. So there's a little bit of everything in here. So if I don't always get the divine masculine right, the cards will. The next card that I picked, or that dropped out, I guess I picked, and that dropped out was the Nine of Pentacles. He sees you. He watched you take care of it. He watched you hold it down. And he knows that that you've rebuilt before. And you've only shown him nothing but strength each time. But he says he's awakening now. He's awakening. And he's not going to just have you sit and do it by yourself. He's going to come to you as the Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. All three. All three were Pentacles. So he automatically addressed, what was it? Oh, gosh. That was yesterday. Oh, you know what? I have the notes right here from the original questioning because I couldn't remember what it was that they were asking. Or the space they were coming from. It was sex, ego, and money. Okay, sex, ego, and money. And I remember the Divine Feminine saying, hey, you know what? Sex is not sex. It's about intimacy. You know, your ego freaking sucks, and money doesn't matter if you're not helping me, if I'm the one taking care of it all the time. And he says, look, I am gonna come back. And that's one of the very first things that I'm gonna come back with. So when I say that I'm telling you the truth this time, I'm not coming back to you saying, hey, you know, oh baby, just trust me. I almost have a job. Things are lined up. I have calls made in. You know, let me just dickmatize you real quick and tell you that I love you. That's not what's happening. He's saying, hey, look, I will come in, and I will even come in strong financially. Like I will come in with money, even like to show you that I'm ready to like get caught up and do what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm getting rid of. Look, we're gonna stay together. We're getting rid of the. We're renegotiating the contract. We don't need you. So far, I'm starting to get really excited because that feels really good. Huh, yay. Okay, so that was the first question. And that was for the Divine Feminine. What else do we need to know? Spirit, is there anything else that we need to know? What would be the next question that you want me to put out there? Okay, there it is right there. The Divine Masculine is asking straight out once again, and I haven't even looked at the card myself yet. The Divine Masculine is asking straight out, you know, so now that I've told you that I'm really coming home and I am really going to do this on the up and up, can I do this safely? Like I have emotions. I know that it doesn't seem like I have emotions. I know that it seems like that I can just leave at a whim, and that it doesn't kill me, but it kills me. It kills me to be away from you. But I'm also being divinely guided. I'm being told that I can't sell you short of your lessons too. We have to do this together. I'm learning lessons out there as you're learning your lessons here. So let's see. The Five of Swords. Isn't that crazy? He's putting down his sword. They're cleaning up from the battle. The battle is over. He's like, look, I'm coming to you and I'm done. I asked you. I said, what is it that I need to do? And it's to put down the fight. Okay. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you and I'm going to put down the fight. Do you trust me? Will you trust me? Will you receive me? Because I'm really going to need you. And I understand that your family and that your friends and that the people in your life are all going to look at me sideways. And I'm really going to need your emotional support for me not to want to get up and run again. And I'm going to stand strong in this, but I'm going to need you to support me. And I'm going to support you too, just like you needed me to support you that whole time. I feel you. I feel your anger. Well, I needed you then. And where were you then? Well, all we have is now, he's saying. All we have is now. Are you going to receive me? Is the Divine Feminine going to believe him and receive him? He says, I'll love you and I will cherish you. And I know that you are deserving of all things that are love. Think about the Ace of Swords. I'll fight for you. I'll come strong. I'll protect you. Even from my bad behavior, I'll protect you. Whew, that is powerful. What? All right, Spirit. Is there anything else that you need? Okay. No, they said this is straight response back and forth. That, you know, this is a reassurance because things are happening and the divine male or masculine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine are both going to have some things that they need to work on before union is totally together. So the divine masculine is on my left and the divine feminine is on my right. So what is it that the divine masculine needs to work on before he comes straight back to her? Because, you know, he has his own things to work on yet outside of her concerns on coming back. There's those nines again. There's those nines. Let's see. He says, I'm going to fight for you. I'm just going to put this out front because it's just so pretty. I like that. I'm going to fight for you. So we have the Hermit here. He says, you know what? The divine masculine just needs to have a little bit of time left to contemplate that. I know that you think that I'm off with some karmic partner or that I'm somewhere I shouldn't be, but the reality of it is I'm spending a lot of time alone right now. I'm spending a lot of time in contemplation. I'm really deciding how I'm going to do this. How is it that I'm going to make this happen? Because I'm gonna be the king. I'm going to make the first contact. I'm going to come in. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do my part, and I'm gonna own my shit. That's all gonna happen. Right now, I'm on the mountain. You know, ask. What does it say? Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall open. It's like I'm doing this, and I'm gonna be that male partner that you need. So please receive me. I'm doing my work. The divine feminine. What's the deal with this? What do you have to work on before the divine masculine takes his rightful spot in the home as a king? You can't make that shit up. Look at that justice. Both higher arcanas. 9 and 11. Justice. See there? The scales must balance. She needs to go back and mirror him. Don't sit in judgment. Understand where you could have had a piece in this as well. Hear what he's trying to say. He's trying to talk to you. Hear him. Take responsibility for your own spot, for your own piece in this. And trust that justice will be done all the way around. So ladies, it sounds to me, or divine feminine, whatever that looks like, it sounds to me like our wishes are going to come true. Our dreams are going to come true. So I'm going to ask the universe one more question because I'd like to, this is a great reading and I want to be able to go through all of it, but I want to know a time. But you know what? They're telling me go through it one more time. Recap what just happened and then ask what time frames look like. So I'm going to do that. So the first question was, well, was the same question as yesterday. If I come home, is it going to be safe? This time he modified it a little bit more and said safe for us. There was the whole entire speech of saying, hey, you know, I already know, I understand, but this is what's going on. And this is why I did what I did. And I'll let you know that. And we got the Three of Pentacles. Reversed. Renegotiating the contract. They're like, no, we don't need you. Sorry. Your time is up, karmic partner. There's nothing left. And he said, you know what? I've watched you hold it down. You are my strength. You are my home. You're my queen. I applaud you for that. I won't let you sit there like that, though. I'm going to come and join you. See how he's even facing her. Not away from her, but facing her. Yeah. That's what he said he'd be willing to do. That was to the question, you know. He addressed the concerns. Are you telling the truth? You know, what's going on with that? He says, you told me that if I put down my swords and quit fighting, that I will. I'm ready to come home from the battle. I'm not going to fight no more. Like I'm putting down my swords. I understand. I get it. But what I will do is I will pick up that sword and I'll fight for you. I'll fight for you. I'll fight for your justice. I'll fight for your love. I know that you're lovable. I know that you're loved. I know that you're cherished. I know that you're deserving of all things love. I know that you're all that. I know that I haven't been there to protect you. I'll protect you. I'll protect us. I'm going to protect this union. And the universe says, before you get there, though, guy, before you get there, don't jump off the horse real quick. Contemplate, make sure. And he says, I am making sure. I'm at the top of that mountain. I am making sure. I'm spending time alone. I'm not off doing what you think it is that I'm doing. And I haven't reached out yet because it hasn't been time, divine timing. We're both bound by the same universal laws of divine timing. So be patient. I'm going to be there. And the universe says, oh yeah, you are looking for justice, and you need to make sure that before you look for justice, that these, you know, you want these scales to balance. And you know what? Don't be so stern, because you have to look at your own part. You have to look at your own part in this, because we are all manifesting. You manifest everything that comes into your life, just as he manifests everything that comes into his life. Just as collectively, you guys manifest what comes into your life. You know, it's all about energy, and we're all vibrating, you know, at a certain energy wavelength. And that's why when we do readings like this, you know, if you resonate, and for whatever reason, as of yesterday, I started resonating with people online, which is a little bit different for me, but hey, I get it and I understand. So, you know, I have to take my responsibility in that. With my twin flame, I have to take my responsibility in the fact that, you know, he would trigger me. He would do his job. He would mirror me. He would trigger me. And then all of a sudden, before you knew it, things were blowing up. Energy was all over the place. And I have to take my responsibility in the fact that I did not always handle every situation probably as good as I could have. So, you know, don't worry. Justice will be had. You know, they're telling me to pick another one for the feminine. This is for her heart space, for her heart chakra. This is what she needs to work on. The world. How is that 3 major arcanas in a row? The world. Open that heart chakra. Don't sit in judgment. Don't argue for your limitations. Argue for your limitless abilities. You can have everything, and everything will be had. That's probably one of the most beautiful cards ever. Rise like the phoenix. You've wanted for so long, and you know what you're going to have to do if you're going to do any kind of justice at all? Is really work on your part of this so that you don't have a bunch of anger and resentment. Because we don't have time for anger and resentment anymore. We don't have time for all the fighting that we have been doing and all the energy exchanges that have been going on. We don't have time for that. The planet is calling. This is bigger than you. This is a collective, and it's bigger than you. It's not the same 3D paradigm relationship that we're working with here. And yeah, we want to have our relationships. We want to be able to have that fairy tale romance, but that's only the consequence of us actually living in unconditional love. Coming to this relationship with compassion, coming to this relationship with empathy, coming from a place of love. It's time to clean the slate. Start brand new. I think I told the divine masculine yesterday, it's time for you to start courting again. Make the divine feminine fall in love with you. And he says he will. Let's see what he says right here. He says he will. Boy, he sure is bringing a lot of money to the table, ain't it? A lot of pentacles going on there. I hope that I'm accurate on this one. The universe says I have jokes. But you know they have jokes too. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this situation. All right, so universe, tell me, spirit guides. I mean, this is a great reading, so let's keep the ball rolling. What kind of time frame are we looking at? Like, how much time does either the divine masculine or the divine feminine have to start working on their stuff? Like, how serious is this? Do they have like 5 years, 5 months, 5 days? I don't know why I said 5. That might be significant for somebody. I just want to know, what's our time frame? What are we looking at right now? Whoa. Okay. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. We're looking August, July, August, like right now. So it's the end of June. So July, August. You know, Wands are June, July, and August. Sometimes a little bit of September, but not really much. So yeah, and look, you have all of the